So, John, can vSAN run on a Raspberry Pi? It may sound like a silly question, but we get that one.
So yes, this demonstration was actually made at VMworld a couple of years back of running ESXi and vSAN does work on a Raspberry Pi. Is this supported in production? No, it is not. But if you have use cases for running ARM workloads, please reach out to us. I have my handy dandy Pi here. I actually run some of this at home and run some containers and some things on it. This is, I do want to note that this is available as a fling. And so if you go to flings.vmware.com and search for the ESXi ARM build, you'll actually find it. And this is updated, pretty steadily in regards to this. So they're coming out with new releases. And note, this is not just about Raspberry Pis. And if you do get a Pi, by the way, get one of the ones with higher memory. We do recommend the 8 GB model strongly. And there's a bunch of recommendations for like boot devices and things like that. But there's actually multiple different types of supported hardware now. So on the edge or far edge, we call it, these real small devices, you've got the Raspberry Pi. There's experimental support for the NVIDIA Jetson, which is technically has some CUDA cores, I believe. So you can do some weird ML AI stuff with. There's some other platforms, the NXPs that are on there. There's what's called the Near Edge, which is more a traditional embedded IoT platform with some other stuff. Solid Run, their Honeycomb platform, which is a bit bigger. Also, the NVIDIA Jetson. There is the AGX, which is the larger. There's an experimental build of that. And then when we get to the data center usage, there is the Ampere computing support. You can actually buy servers from Lenovo. That they're actually the HR330As and stuff like that. So at this point, it's no longer little tiny devices, but stuff that actually can have, an absurd amount of cores and a lot of RAM. There's also the ARM Neoverse development platform. So this is an area we're excited in. If you've got use cases, if you're, either not just a customer, but also if you're an application developer, someone like that, do reach out and do take a look at this. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this project and these kinds of projects oftentimes remind me of what auto manufacturers would do with concept cars. It's not that the concept car would be rolled out for production, but rather looking at how they could take advantage of certain technologies and things that exist in that concept and apply it to these these other scenarios. So with that, I think that makes this project really interesting because as it develops and as the hardware changes as well, this could lead to some really interesting scenarios.
Yeah, this is something that, people said, why don't we do this sooner? There was, frankly, kind of a lack of standardization within the ARM field. And this is something that we've been working with ARM and with others on helping provide. And the goal here, talking to the engineers on this, because I remember I first found out about this project because I was at campus and I just sat down with some random guys for lunch. I was like, "Yeah, what do you guys work on?" They're like, "Oh, we work on ARM." I'm like, "Oh my God, there's an ARM project." And this is, 5-6 years ago. But their goal is to make this boring. Their goal is to make this, just like today, if you have a Dell host in your environment, an HP host, and you're going to vMotion some VMs over that are running Windows in a VM or Linux in a VM, you don't think, is this VM going to survive the vMotion? Mm-hmm. If I vMotion from one Intel CPU generation to the next generation, I don't think, oh my God, am I gonna have to recompile everything? It's boring. And that's the mission here. That's the mission is, make ARM boring. Not a great marketing slogan, but it is something I encourage you guys to check out.